Hi friends, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is doing good. Today we are going to solve another interesting SQL coding question on Leetcode 3570. Find books with no available copies. So this is another interesting coding questions. So often asked in interviews these kind of questions. So make sure you watch this video until the end so you completely understand how to write SQL queries to solve these kind of problems. If you are new to this channel, please subscribe to this channel now. It really helps and supports this channel. On this channel, we create videos to help others in their coding interview preparation process by showing them how to solve different problems. You will see all important coding questions varieties related to Java as well as SQLs covered here. That includes binary search trees, binary trees, different algorithmic techniques such as dynamic programming, memoization, recursion. You can also learn data structures here on this channel that includes stacks, queues, priority queues, min heap, max heap, and a lot more. So let's start with the problem statement. We'll first understand it clearly. So then we'll write the SQL. So there are two tables given to us in this problem. One is library books. This is the first table. So it has columns like book ID is integer, title, author, genre, its varchar, publication year, and total copies. These are again integers, right? So book ID is the unique identifier for this table, and each row contains information about the book in a library. Okay, and including total number of copies also they have given for that book. The second table they gave us here is borrowing records, because people will borrow books from the library, right? So that information is captured in this table. So what's here? So record ID is integer, that is a unique identifier of the table. Book ID is again integer. So this book ID is referring to this book ID, right, of the library books table. Okay. Borrower name, borrower date is a date, and return date is again a date. Correct. So these are the transactions information that people will borrow the books and return the books also, right? So now here is the question. So write a solution to find all books that are currently borrowed and not returned and have a zero copies available. It means that that book is right now is not available basically, because people have already borrowed all the copies, right? A book is considered currently borrowed if there exists a borrowing record with a null return date. Okay, so here return date is there, right, in the borrowing records. So if it is null, it means that it's actually currently borrowed basically. So return result table ordered by current borrowers in descending order, then by book title in ascending order. The result format is in the following example. So they have given us a good example so that you will completely understand what they are saying, right? So this is a library books table. It has 6 books here, as you can see here, right? And they also have given us how many total copies of the books are there, right? And here is the borrowing records table that shows us who borrowed that book basically, and when that book is borrowed, and if at all they have returned the date, then the return date will be available. So for example, if you take a look here, the first book is The Great Gatsby, right? It has a 3 copies. So now you will see here that the book ID 1, 1 and 1. So it got borrowed basically 3 times, right? And return date is null for all of them. It means that all the copies are gone basically. They are not available, correct? So that kind of books we want to find out. So they found out that book here. You can see here that The Great Gatsby, they found it, and the current borrowers is 3 because 3 people have borrowed that books, correct? You can see here 111, correct? The second book that you can see here is the this number 3, which is called as 1984, and George Orwell is the author. So here you will see that the book has how many copies? It has only 1 copy, and you will see that that 1 copy is borrowed here, right, by David Brown. So now it means that this book is not available. So you are again going to capture that, right? So 3 1984, current borrower is 1. It means that that book is not available to borrow because there is only 1 copy and 1 person has already borrowed that book basically, right? So this is what the problem is asking us to find out. So I hope you clearly understood with this example. For the other books, you will see that all the copies are not currently borrowed. For example, if you take a look right at of the number 2 book, it has a 3 copies, right? Number 2 book has 3 copies, and how many copies are currently borrowed? So this one we cannot calculate because it is returned, right? Return date should be null. It is returned, so we cannot count that basically, correct? These two we will count because return date is null, right? So you have 3 copies and you only have two only people have basically checked out the copies. It means that 1 copy is still available for number 2 book, correct? For number 2 book. So it means that we will not include it, right? Because it's available. We only want to find out the books which are not available and all are borrowed basically, correct? So this is what the problem statement says. So now you understood this problem with this example. So what will be the logic to solve this problem? So we will say that the book is currently borrowed and 0 copies are available. When we will say that, when you know how many total copies of that book is there and how many total copies are borrowed. If you know this information, then you can tell if that book is currently borrowed in your SQL query basically, correct? So it means that, for example, this book has 3 copies that you will know from total copies, right, of the library books, and you can calculate total borrowed copies here for that book. So you can calculate here that this one and this one, because the return date is null here, right? Return date should be null. It means that that book is borrowed. So now if you know both count, I know that the book has only 3 copies and I know that 3 people have borrowed the book. So it means that 3 copies are gone. So I can easily find out all those books, right? So that is the basic intuition and idea to write down this SQL query. The SQL query is pretty straightforward once you understand that. So here I will first explain you this inner nested subquery. So here what we are doing is we are using the borrowing records table and we are counting those books, right? We are only counting those books which has a return date null and their book ID should match with the uh, library books book ID, right? Because book ID is a common column basically, correct? So it will tell me how many, what is the count of the borrowed book for that book basically, how many people have borrowed the book, right? Here this condition is important, that return date should be null, then only it is borrowed basically, correct? So now once I know that, then I have to just take the columns here from the library books as well as the current borrower books, right? And I will just have to say that L books is my library books, correct? So L books dot total copies in descending order, and these copies should match to this inner nested subquery copies. It means that I have total 3 copies. For example, for this one, the first one, I have total 3 copies here for the first one, and 3 copies are gone. That I will calculate using this nested subquery. So it will tell me how many copies are out basically and checked out by other people basically, correct? At that moment. So it means that if this number is matching, then only I will return those books, correct? So lbooks.book id, lbooks.title, author, genre, publication year, total copies. So all this information you have available in library books table, and we have to order it by total copies in descending, right? lbooks.total copies descending and lbooks.title, because that's what they asked here, right? So if you look here, return the result table ordered by current borrower in descending order and then book title in ascending order. So exactly that's what we are doing here in the order by clause. So this one should do. So we will now give it a run and make sure this query works correctly against the test cases. So the test cases got passed, as you can see here. We'll submit this code to the Leetcode and make sure the code gets accepted by the Leetcode as well. The query got accepted by the Leetcode. It is 77.0% faster than other submissions. So I just wanted to show you this simple query to solve this problem. 3570 find books with no available copies. No need to use any joins or anything in this case. So if in the interviews they ask you just write a simple query and solve this problem, you can write a simple query like this and solve this problem. So I hope you understood this logic as well as this MySQL query completely. And if you like this video, then please give a like to the video, subscribe to this channel. Your subscription really helps and supports this channel. On this channel, we create videos to help others in their interview preparation process by showing them how to solve different varieties of problems. Many Java related, SQL related videos are available on this channel, where we have shown you how to use different data structures and algorithmic techniques. We also demonstrated how to use DFS, BFS on graphs, matrices, how to use recursion, dynamic programming, memoization, and usage of different data structures such as queues, stacks, priority queues, min heap, max heap, did like hash set, hash map, and a lot more. So don't forget to check out those interesting and important videos available for you in the playlist. You are going to learn a lot definitely from this channel, so keep watching these videos, keep learning new things and applying those things in your problem solving. And thanks for watching this video and have a great day ahead.